Okay, we are back. I have attempted to use Clipchamp as a fancier way to record. It's just easier for what I want to do to use the Clip tool in Windows. It has a recording feature both for video and audio for all of you out there who wish to secretly record things on your laptop. A little AI research here. As you can see, I use all three of the main tools. It's out of the way here. And ask the same questions. This gives you consistency across whatever AI tools you use. I suggest 3 separate ones. Same as asking 3 different people. You get 3 different. Each AI uses its own algorithm, so you're getting 3 different analyses or opinions, if you like. And you can start to pick things apart as far as search. So this is a topic near and dear to a lot of people. And we can start to just ask questions. This is good to do before you actually file your complaint, is to kind of see where things are at on the topic you wish to research. And if you look at the first question, I ask my question, but I end it with a specific, I end it with the colon, the command, and then I have the topic. Use of syntax is very important in entering commands and doing research. As I mentioned in the first video, a list structure is good to use, or for the more software types, if you build an object, build an object and ask your query around that object. I've done that for some longer ones. Maybe I'll do that in one of these. But as you can see, I have my first question there in Gemini. I also asked the exact same question in Claude and in Copilot. I have paid subscriptions to Claude and Copilot. I simply use my Google account for Gemini. I get more. You get more tokens on a paid subscription, but also when we're worried about free subscriptions, basically trading your information in return for free usage. When you pay for something, you can claim a little bit more agency or control over the information you used, and it's not free anymore. You're paying for it. That may not stop the scraping of metadata. That's probably somewhere in the 1,000 pages of rights and etc. But that's what I go with. As far as the Chinese AIs, they're probably pretty good. I do know that a lot of them are built on Russian AI algorithms that the West was not really aware of in the 70s and 80s. Plus, China has a lot of computer scientists that moved back from Europe and the US, as well as being homegrown. And Google and Microsoft have been in China for 25 years. I used to work at a company called SSBG in Shanghai. They're still around. And I got to see firsthand just how far tech companies in any sort of industry was willing to go to get and maintain access to China. That would be another discussion, but it's ugly, and don't believe for a second it was all Chinese spying. Westerners were falling over themselves to give and sell things to the Chinese, and the Chinese were there to take it. If you want to give us free secrets, we will take them and even give you some money for them. So anyway, consistency in your questions across all 3, so that you're getting even opinions. We'll take it a little further and ask. So I'll let it do its thing. And paste the same question here. And the same question here. Some of these are faster. Gemini is usually the fastest one, but also often gives the most superficial answers. It's also the one I'm not paying for. So and if you want to see something really interesting that I've learned to do, I'm going to copy all this and I'm going to ask each model to that's sometimes when I paste it in, it'll get pasted as a document, sometimes just as text, but use a comma separator right there. So I've created a list of 2 entries. First was the Gemini list, and now I'm going to copy and paste this. But believe it or not, that comma between the 2 entries qualifies as a 2-entry list of contrast and compare. Well, see the document, that's a good contrast there. The Gemini went in as a text, the Copilot is going in as a pasted document. I'm going to upload there. I'm also going to go back and do the same thing. Again, my comma separator. Doing its thing. Go back and copy. I can copy and paste all of this here because it's already gone beyond the text thing. Well, it's too bad, but we can do it in Gemini. And again, I have the comma separator carried over. You'll get these nice table outputs. Usually when you ask complex questions, the AI, the LLMs, AIs, whatever you want to call them, have gotten very good at generating table outputs for an easy comparison. These output one simply being the other two's. When you start using these for a while, you can start to tell the difference on your own between which one's which. As far as advantages and disadvantages of the question I just asked. What the question is almost doesn't matter. It's simply comparisons and contrasts. Let's see what's going on here. One of the cool things about Claude is that, well, it doesn't do it now, but when it's while it's searching, you can look at some of the search results. Claude will even show you the commands it's running while it's running. You have to catch it while it's running to see the command pass and the resources it's using. Hot topics for everyone. Sure, everyone's hot under the collar. this. And see what comes up. Let's say when it comes to illegal aliens, well, in my opinion, we're not the only country cracking down on legal immigration, and certainly plenty of non-Western countries are doing it. We can make it even more inflammatory. This is important output for everyone because school districts in most states have municipal authority, their municipalities, and like to pretend that they have the same level of rights as cities and even states they reside in via home rule. However, they don't have any of the infrastructure that an actual municipality has. Just a lot of bureaucrats and school board people pretending that they know what they're doing. I don't have the camera on, and I do have another topic where you can watch Claude churn away here and show its work. In fact, we'll do this so you can actually see it processing everything. While this wraps up in a few minutes, I do have a conferral with an opposing counsel in one of my cases. This conferral will be about the defense attorney wanting to file a motion for summary judgment. To a first-time pro se person, this may seem like a great idea. The case will be over quickly. I know I'm right. I'll win. I'll get my reward, meaning my money or whatever relief you're looking for. Bad idea. Most in my experiences, most judicial officials, first of all, want people to make or both parties to make a substantial effort to settle a case, is not to hog up court time, because judges and magistrates' dockets are full, incredibly full, especially right now. And defendants often don't want to settle, especially in my case. They're really dug in, even though even though I've already defeated them once. They assume that they'll win this time. And also, I've been through deposition with this attorney. Quick word about deposition: you have to do it. I mean, technically, the police aren't going to come to the door and make you show up for a deposition, but it looks really bad in front of the judge if you decide to not do it. I did a deposition. I required that the other person did also appear for deposition. The defense attorney did not like how the depositions turned out and does not want me in the courtroom, this person and the evidence that I have. So they're pushing for a summary judgment. I fell for this trick a couple of years ago, thinking I would get a quick victory. But remember, as a plaintiff, your job is to prove that the other party is guilty. And that's hard to do with pieces of, with basically document filings. It can be done, but if you have any kind of public speaking experience, this is what you want. You want to be in the courtroom, you want to be selling it to the judge, you do have to obey the rules of the courtroom, rules of evidence, etc. But again, if you're comfortable presenting things, this is where you want to be, because I think only in large law firms do you have separate trial and non-trial attorneys. In smaller firms, in this case, independent single lone person, lone wolf, they do have courtroom experience, but they're more of a desk attorney. So, and again, they know they don't want this to go to court, so they're going to push for a summary judgment. I'm going to refuse, or I'm going to oppose it. I can't tell a magistrate not to, but what I can do is make a case that there's a lot of evidence that needs a judicial official to decide, and there needs to be a discussion in the courtroom. So therefore, a trial is needed. I'm going over that this real quick. So again, if you are suing someone and they have an attorney and they push for a motion for summary judgment, that is actually a key that you are on the right track, because they don't want to go to court. So oppose it. Utilize State Bar Association help, free clinics, anything you can. And because you don't want to totally do it on your own, you want to have as much help as possible. Again, if you're pro se, especially if you're filing IFP, that means you are really, you're backed into a corner and you got to just fight your way out. But there is help there. I hope these presentations have been helpful. Again, in the comments, please ask for specific topics. Don't reveal any personal information, and I'd be happy to demonstrate.